Hi everyone, welcome back to Kinga's World. Today is my parents' 38th wedding anniversary, but my mum didn't buy my mum flowers today. He didn't buy her flowers not because he forgot, or because he didn't have money, or because he's an asshole and doesn't care about her. My dad didn't buy her flowers simply because there is no flower delivery service that you can order from heaven. On the 20th of April 2015, my father passed away, and before he died, I made a promise to him. I made a promise that my mom will always feel loved and wanted and needed and cherished, and then she will receive flowers, because what woman doesn't like flowers? Well, I don't, but I am a weirdo. So I promised my dad that I will make sure that she feels loved and needed, and that she feels like people remember about her, because just because your husband is not here doesn't mean that you stop being a wife. Just because your child died doesn't mean that you're not a mother. Just because your twin died doesn't mean that you are not a twin anymore. You see what I'm trying to say here? I ordered these flowers and 3 hours later they were with my mother. No, they were not flown here, there from UK. They were ordered in Poland. Why 3 hours? Because I've asked for them to be delivered 3 hours after I placed the order. There was just enough time for them to prepare nice, lovely bouquet of flowers. Just enough time for her to finish work and go home, and just enough time for her to get herself sorted, have a bite to eat, or get changed, or just relax for a bit before she had a chance to start feeling really low and lonely, and before she left the house to go to the cemetery to light the candles and spend the time with her husband, with the love of her life. I sent her flowers because just because he's not here doesn't mean she's not his wife anymore. They had over 30 happy years together, and if he was here, we would be celebrating 38th anniversary. I would be there. We'll be having a family party, and we would be sitting there drinking, chatting and joking. She's missing out on it for the last few years, so I've decided, why not send her something? Why not make her happy? When she received the flowers, she messaged me, and the message was clearly like, you shouldn't have to, you always have to surprise me in such a funny way or weird way, and I love you. And then I called her, we had a video chat, and she started crying. So I told her, don't cry, or I'm going to stop buying you flowers. You'll never receive them again if you keep crying. To see her those happy tears, it was amazing. Why I'm making this video, maybe lots of you don't care. I'm making this video because, as I said like a minute ago, just because he's not here doesn't mean that she's not his wife anymore, that she doesn't miss him, she doesn't love him, she doesn't need him. She will need him forever. Even if she goes and meets someone, she will still miss him, and he will still be in her heart. When my father was dying, he made me make few promises to him. One of them was the one about flowers. That was an easy one, because I love my mom and I love spoiling her. If it's with the flowers, with her favorite chocolate, Reese's peanut butter cups, we both share the love, actually 3 of us, because my sister as well. So, or if it's a winter coat, clothes, or whatever little thing that make her smile. I also promise him that I will not stand in the way of her happiness if she decides to remarry, if she meets someone else. And that was a hard promise, and I didn't tell my mother about this promise for about over a year after he passed. My dad knows me. I'm a stubborn cow who is very protective over my family. So my father knew that if someone will appear in my mother's life, most probably I will be a total asshole and tell him where to go. But my dad told me that he knows how I am, and he knows how I'm going to feel if anyone appears in my mother's life and try to take his spot. And he made me promise that I will not make it difficult for her. He made me promise that I will let her be happy, because she deserves happiness and she shouldn't be alone. Just under a year after my dad died, one of my aunties made a comment about, you know, mum moving on and meeting someone. And the look my mum gave me, the fear in her eyes, she thought I was going to bite my aunt's head off. Honestly, I'm sure that that's what she thought, because I've done it before. But I said nothing, and I think that really surprised her. So a few days later, when it was just me and her, and my husband sleeping on the sofa, and plus he doesn't speak Polish, so he wouldn't have a clue what I'm talking about, I told her that Dad made me promise that I wouldn't stand in the way of her happiness, that I will be happy for her, and then I'm actually hoping that she will meet someone, because she doesn't deserve to be alone. She should be loved and treated like a queen, and if my dad can't be here to treat her like this, maybe there is another man who could do it for the, you know, remain of her life. Hopefully she'll be around for years and years and years, and I want her to spend these years being happy and feeling loved and be treated like a queen. My father also made me promise that I will be happy, that I will fight for myself, but I will not let my stubbornness stop me from living my life to the fullest. And this is the promise that I failed quite a few times. Quite a few times I let my stubbornness take over and been an asshole to people that I shouldn't be asshole to. But I've also promised him that I'm going to fight for myself. I'm going to know my worth, and I'm not gonna stay at the job that doesn't make me happy, that a company that treats me like shit, that I won't stay in relationships when I'm not happy, and I won't take shit from anyone. And I kept that, you know, that promise, and I stuck to it. My father was an amazing man. He's with me every day of my life. I had this tattoo done a few months after he passed away, and this tattoo is everything that my father was. This loving face with his funny mustache and his glasses. He's there, and he's always here forever with my mom. They are together on my arm, and they will be together forever. Why I'm making this video today? Just because if your mom or dad doesn't have that special person in their life, if your mom or dad passed away and your other parent is alone, make sure that you treat them in some special way on the days that are important. I know we all remember about birthdays, we all remember about Christmas, but how about the anniversary? Just because there is no one there to celebrate anniversary with them doesn't mean that you can't celebrate the fact that, oh my god, like most of us wouldn't be here if our parents didn't get married all 20, 30, 40 years ago. So I made this promise to my dad, and for as long as I can, I will make sure that my mom is treated like a queen on that special day. So do special things to your parents if they are not alone on the day of their anniversary. If you can't buy flowers or send them presents or be there with them, give them a call, send them a message, tell them that you know how they're feeling, or at least you know they're not feeling great, and you are there for them. If your friend lost their child, be there for them when they want to celebrate their child's birthday. Doesn't mean that little Jenny, who died when she was 3 and who would be 18 today, doesn't deserve her birthday to be celebrated. Even if your friend lost a pet that was like a family member for them, let them grieve, let them celebrate the life of the animal they had. Those are the little gestures. They cost nothing and they make someone really, really happy. So guess what I'm trying to say? Let's don't be assholes to each other. Let's be nice. And the little gestures sometimes can make someone's day. My mum cried today, and I'm sure that when I spoke to her, it wasn't the first time she cried today. I'm sure she cried in the morning because the love of her life wasn't there for the anniversary. But then the second lot of tears, the one in the afternoon after she got these flowers, they were happy tears, and those happy tears are worth 100 times or 1,000 times more than a few quid that I've spent on the flowers to be delivered to her. So there is me showing you a different side of Kinga, that soft one that actually sometimes have feelings and is nice to people. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.